On tonight's show, the Tigers got their man and so did we. Star recruit Tom Lynch. Triple Premiership Hawk Jack Gunston, he drops by. Cats coach Chris Scott is asked all the hard questions and Australia's biggest footy underdogs join me in Crofts Talk. It's more than a game, it's the Footy Show. Take it away, Limo, Nez, Dylan and the great Brandon Papa.
Limo. And let's say hello to Fox Footy's Narrowly Meadows, Dylan Allcott and Brent.
Great crowd in tonight. Now, some big news just breaking, guys, is that Nathan Fyfe has officially been ruled out of the Western Derby this weekend with concussion, which is sad news. It means a couple of Brownlow medalists will be missing this weekend. Of course, Dustin Martin, he's suspended. His charge downgraded 2 weeks down to 1. But of course, he was also in a little bit of strife for a couple of gestures on the weekend. He has since apologised for those gestures to the AFL and said it's not the greatest look. He was given an explanation and fined $7,500. $5,000 of that was suspended. This is his first tweet in 230 days. Frustrating one on the weekend. I understand my reaction is not a good look for the game. I apologise for my actions. Thanks with another gesture.
Right there.
Missing a finger. But I reckon he was hacked.
You don't think Dusty wrote that apology?
No, 100% he didn't.
When I think of Richmond, I think of yellow and black, and I think of flipping the bird. Because over the years, Richmond, they love flipping the bird. We got Richo back in his heyday. Look at this. Boom, flipping the bird.
Yes.
Benny Cousins flipping the bird. Yeah. We got Richo flipping the bird. Jack Rewalt gets into it. Richo, loving it. The Spud, and then obviously Dusty as well. And even the fans are now starting to get stuck into flipping the bird as well. We've got our very own Caroline Wilson here on Footy Classified. Not happy with Juddy? Look at Juddy's face.
There's Juddy there. Nice. Now that's a Caro's arrow right there. But Dusty, I'm going to stick up for Dusty here. I don't blame him. Because Dusty, the club needs to take some responsibility here because Dusty was taking instructions from the sidelines. Let's have a look. There it is. Flip the bird right there. The suburb of Richmond has come out in support, though, right there. That mural's gone up.
That looks so now. Good.
And the club, in a show of support, will be wearing this Guernsey this weekend. So everyone getting right behind Dusty there, which is good. All right, it is time to meet our first guests.
Our guest tonight, a couple of star forwards. Tom Lynch is Richmond's high-prized recruit for 2019.
What a start for the new star at Tigerland.
Since joining the Gold Coast, Lynch led the club's goal-kicking 4 times, earning All-Australian selection along the way.
Lynch for number 8, and he's got it.
Jack Gunston is a sharpshooter and a staple in Hawthorn's forward line. After arriving at the Hawks from Adelaide, Gunston has been a goal-kicking machine and played a key role in Hawthorn's three-peat.
Gets it alive and kicks a goal. He's got ball.
Welcome, Tom. Your new club has a rich history of flipping the bird. Have you gotten involved since you've been there?
Not yet, but it looks like I have to. Not many people have done it so far.
It looks like it. You've been on the receiving end, though, of a bird against Carlton when you were playing for the Gold Coast. That bloke is really not into you. Were you aware of that at the time? Were you aware the Carlton fans weren't into you?
Oh, I did hear a little bit, but I didn't say that. But I heard they weren't too happy with that game.
Kicked 8, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I did, actually.
Don't pretend like you don't remember. Now, Lynch, I wanted to ask you, you've obviously switched clubs. You would have had an opinion of Dustin Martin before you got to the Tigers. What I want to know is how's that opinion changed? Because everyone who plays with him and knows him speaks pretty highly of him. What have you thought?
Yeah, I didn't really know him too much before I got to the club, but yeah, he just loves the footy club so much, and he's great around the group of boys, and he just cares so much for his teammates. So, yeah, it's been great to get to know him, and he's really good person who really cares about his footy club.
Have you been out for a couple of beers with him?
No, not yet.
Right, okay.
Something to look forward to. Now, it means now that you're missing the big four for the first time ever. There's never been one of those players not playing in the entire time that Dustin Martin's played his career. So what I want to know is, Jack Gunston, you were a part of the three-peat for Hawthorn. In 2015, you put together a remarkable season given all the injuries that you had. You've got enough flags, so give Lynchy some advice on how to win a flag with some injuries.
Kick it to Jack Gunston.
Oh, I wish that was the case. No, I don't think he needs any of my advice. You've got to have a good emerging group, I guess, coming through, and a lot of younger guys. And Tigers have definitely got that. They've got a strong list, and I'm sure they'll be in the finals race, that's for sure.
And good to see Chad Wingard run around on the weekend. It's always exciting as a fan when you see a boom recruit for the first time. Oh, look at this. Doesn't he look magnificent?
I reckon you loved it more than I did, Liam.
I definitely loved it.
No,
was it fun to have him out there though, Gunners? Well, actually, so I'm going to interrupt you because I love this one the most. Not even looking at the goals. Party trick, I'll go that. Yep, bang, through the guts.
I liked his celebrations more and the facial. He runs about 30 metres to get to the crowd to then celebrate and then back to the boys.
Right.
So we've got to tweak that a little bit, but it was great to have him out there, and he probably won us the game in that last quarter, and hopefully there's plenty more quarters and goals from him to come this year.
And Jack, you love inspiring the boys down at the club. Jackson Ross, who was in the VFL, actually kicked 5 goals last week, and he had this to say about your advice.
And who's someone in the AFL team that you're sort of modelling your game on? Who's someone you're following around at training and things like that?
Pretty much since I got here, I've been following Gunners around. Stayed at his house when I first got here, and just taking as much in as I can off him, and hopefully one day kick him out of the team.
That's nice of you. And then you had this to say on Twitter, or maybe play together. I want to know, what did you say to him when you got to the club the next day? Did you tell him to get stuff?
I actually saw it about 10 minutes later and saw him in the weights room, and told him to enjoy Box Hill for the next few years. I said, mate, we'll play together.
You guys used to live together, didn't you?
Yeah, he moved in straight away when he got to the club, and being a fellow Haileybury boy, I thought I'd take him in. And I think we're probably the same. When we first got to the club, I was 70-odd kilos, and he's about 70-odd kilos. So
You're still 70 kilos.
Looked after him.
All right, these guys are sticking around. Coming up, Paddy Dangerfield's had a lot to say about some controversial rules. What do these guys think? We'll ask him. Plus, a new 13-year-old footy show recruit has a chat with Geelong coach Chris Scott. Stick around.
Chris, what's it like talking to vegans?
Oh, it's an absolute nightmare.
What's it been like with all the vegan protests recently, Dimmer?
Well, I'm certainly frustrated.
Hey, Bevo, what are you serving at your dinner party this weekend?
It might be a little bit of a horses for courses thing.
So what do you like about bananas, Ken?
Oh, no, they've got some energy.
Do you find that vegans tend to keep it to themselves?
Well, that's not the evidence that we've seen.
Richo, would you ever go and protest at a chicken farm?
Oh, no, you won't get away with it.
Do you think Eddie and yourself have gone to that vegan joint too often, Bucks?
We only went in 42 times.
Simon, would you be interested in trying some meat-free vegan chicken?
No.
Hey, Bevo, why do you think your vegan pizza joint went under?
It was pretty much our sauce.
G'day, Chris.
How are you, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
I'm a little confused as to what it is we're actually doing.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Well, it depends what the questions are, but yeah, okay, let's give it a go.
So, how do I know for sure that you're Chris and not Brad?
Well, the Geelong gear should be a little bit of a giveaway. The other one, I try not to tell too many people because I don't want to draw attention to it, but I have a very crooked nose that he doesn't have.
If Brad turned up at Geelong and started coaching, do you think anyone would notice?
The coaching might improve. Yeah, they might wonder how I improved overnight.
So, when you all go to Gil McLaughlin's house, who brings the worst bottle of wine?
Well, it's not my brother because he generally steals one from me and takes that one. I think Clarko might have taken gin last year. Bogans at Hawthorn, aren't they?
I'm a Hawk supporter.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, we can work on that.
Yeah. You won a premiership in your first year as coach. Was that beginner's luck?
Clearly.
How scary is Lee Matthews?
Not as scary as you would think. And I was a Hawthorn supporter growing up, but like you, I grew out of it. Really got the potential to grow out of it anyway. I've noticed you're in the hoops today. Is that deliberate?
Oh no, this is the closest I'll ever get to wearing cats.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No, I reckon by the time this interview is finished, you'll be a tried and true Hawk. Gee, that was a Freudian slip. You'll be a Cats man.
Do you think you could be able to spell Kolodashny?
Do you think you can pronounce Kolodashny? Collar. That's how we remember it. Collar. Yeah, jazz is in jazz. Yeah, knee. Yeah. That's good.
Kolodashny.
Exactly, yeah.
Does losing the Ansett Cup in 2001 still hurt?
Like you wouldn't believe.
Do you have any hidden talents?
No, I'm very untalented, I'd say. Pretty much what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
But I've heard that's not true about you.
No.
When I was a boy, I was hopeless at these things, the Rubik's Cube, but I've heard you're a genius. So I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I'm going to jumble it up, and then we're going to give you 30 seconds to fix it.
Okay.
You up for it?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? The countdown begins.
Okay.
Do you do anything else with your spare time? You're joking. That is impressive. Well done.
Thanks for having us here, Chris.
Thanks, Angus. Go Cats.
Go Hawks.
You know, I used to be a Hawk supporter as well.
Oh, yeah,
Angus,
really?
And now I'm a Cats man.
But they're paying you to be a cat supporter.
They are? Right, good on you, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks again.
Thanks.
Very good gear there from 13-year-old Angus Hopkinson, who has joined us as our Footy Show coaches correspondent. And Clarko drinks gin, apparently, Jack.
Oh, Clarko, he's a rare human. He just wants to do things differently, Clarko, and yeah, he wouldn't know his red wine, I don't think, either.
Has he ever sung a song for you? Because he's famous for singing these songs for players.
Yeah, he is. He's nearly got an album, I reckon, to his name, but he's sung probably roughly eight or so songs, I reckon, through the course. I haven't got one yet. I don't know how I get one or how I go about getting one, but...
What's been your favourite?
The Sean Burgoyne one was pretty good, that I think got a bit of airtime. And there was one that, yeah, when a few of the boys left at the end of 2016, I think, he sung one for those guys.
That was U2's With or Without You.
It was.
As Sam Mitchell and Jordan Lewis were leaving and Bradley Hill were leaving the club, he sang With or Without You on the best and fairest night, wasn't it?
Yeah, just before it started. So he'd normally give little handouts, so we all have to sing with him. But yeah, this one he was all by himself.
Do the boys like it?
No. No, it's all right. It's not too bad. It's a bit of fun, something different.
Ever had a coach sing to you, Tom?
No.
Not yet, out of all the ones that you've had. Now, I wanted to ask about rule changes and also the interpretation of the contact below the knees, because it's got a lot of players fired up at the moment, in particular Paddy Dangerfield. Are players abusing it, and has the rule gone too far, do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I don't think the rule was brought in for that free kick on screen now. I just think there needs to be better clarification on it. I think when it was brought in, it was for the right reason. Whether now it's not a great look for the game, I wouldn't have thought. Billings is trying to get the footy and he's just come across the knee. So I think it just needs to be tightened up a little bit.
Jack, do you feel the same?
Yeah, I'm pretty similar. I think the way the umpires are officiating it is to the rule. So they're just doing their job. I think the rule just needs to be changed a little bit so guys that want to attack the ball and go for the ball can have that freedom and not have to worry about giving away a free kick in that regard. That probably they're a little bit soft and we're just so focused on the legs.
Let me ask you a question. Are you confused when the whistle blows? Are you sometimes confused what's about to be called?
Yeah. A few times. At the start of this year, there's a few whistles going off, and. Yeah, I've found myself asking the umpire a few times, what was that for, or
do you
what
ask
did we do
nicely,
wrong?
or do you get stuck in?
I'm pretty nice.
No.
Now, the 6-6-6 rule, you're both forwards. I was talking to Lloydo backstage before. We would have loved that as forwards, having just 6 in the forward 50. Do you feel that's helped you guys?
Yeah, I think it has. It's opened up that centre square so the ball can come in quicker. I think it's just, at the moment, with the warning systems, not great. great. But I think overall the rules been really good, and it's really good for us
Do you
forwards.
think they should scrap the warning and just you lose tomorrow?
I think they should just get a bit more leniency. If the player's trying to get there and he's just outside the 50, just let it go. To have the warning and then waste a fair bit of time, they should just, if they're making the effort, otherwise just pin them. If they're completely buggered it up.
The skipper and the vice captain are out this week. You've been a captain of the Gold Coast. Will you captain this week? Who's going to captain?
Oh, I won't be captaining this week.
Do you know who's going to captain?
No, I've got no idea. Yeah, we've got a 3-man leadership group and they're all out, so...
Do you have to know the name of every player to be able to captain them?
I think so.
All right, well, every week on the Footy Show, we've got a special segment, and it's about the blokes who help out with the hangers. It's called the Silver Step Ladder.
There it is, the Silver Step Ladder. Let's acknowledge those people who helped the hangers. And this week we're turning the tables slightly in one of our nominations. Jeremy Howe provided the step ladder for West Coast Liam Ryan. Normally it's Jeremy Howe on top of the pack. He can't believe this is happening to him. He's like, hey, what's going on there? Shocking attempt at a spoil. Normally he's on top of someone. Let's give a nomination to Mason Cox as well, who provided the largest step ladder of the week for Josh Kennedy. Now, only a nomination because that's a terrible step ladder. He bent over and fell over. That is not a decent step ladder from the big fella. He really gave in just there. Now, a step ladder with a difference. Patrick Cripps gives Tom Papley a ride here. Let's have a look at this, and we'll do the old reverse step ladder. Yes, there it is.
He's still got the handball away.
He did still get the possession away. And already, I believe they've been an early entry in this year's wife-carrying championships in Finland. So, good luck to the boys over there. But this week's winner of the Silver Step Ladder is Dan Houston, who did some amazing work for Lincoln McCarthy. Look at this. Beautiful step ladder. He stands tall through the whole hanger and even gives him a little boost. Look at this. Bang! Pushes him up. Oh. So there it is. Houston, we do not have a problem. You are the winner of this week's Silver Step Ladder right there.
On that note, next we talk Mistaken Identity and find out just how much Tom Lynch knows about Tom Lynch. This is the Footy Show.
You can often wake up to halfway through the night Tom banging on his door because he's had a night terror. He doesn't know where he is. He used to only eat white food. He's known to feed his dog I feel it steaks. He used to only wear a Billabong hoodie, board shorts and Asics shoes. What else? He eats the same thing for breakfast every day. He used to eat all of my food from my plate, so I've pretty small appetite now.
There you go. Night terrors.
Yeah, when I was a kid, when I was tired, I'd sort of sleepwalk and not know, and bang on the door and try and get out of my room. And yeah, it was. Bethany was in the next bedroom, and she'd have to come in and turn on the light, wake me up, and and I'd be and when I still sometimes get them when I've been had a few big nights and I'm really tired the next night. So.
Did she come and get you from the Gold Coast?
Yeah. It said that you wear Billabong boardies and pretty bad shoes. That's like the Bogan uniform. Why the hell did you leave the Gold Coast? That is up your alley.
Yeah, true.
Now, she spoke about breakfast there, your sister. I've spoken to a couple of your former teammates. They tell me that you have 7 eggs every single morning. And the question I have for you is, why 7? Why not 6, which is a nice even half a dozen, or 8? Why 7 eggs?
I wish I could confirm that, but that is a blatant lie. There's probably 2 or 3, like most people I would expect.
Just the 2 or 3 eggs.
Yeah. Gunners, what's on your breakfast plate?
Birchie muesli.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, how boring.
What do you want? Hang on,
Bacon,
there's only half an hour
mushrooms.
left in the show, but what's on your breakfast plate?
I'm having pizza, bagels, Uber Eats, Nando's.
Uber Eats.
Whatever gets delivered, mate.
Hey, now you dish up steaks to your dog. Do you cook them first or not?
No, I've defrosted them out the backyard, and I put it on the table outside and then left. It was pretty dumb of me, and he came back. He's eaten them all, so.
Oh, right. He goes, having barbecues. You've got a Weber barbecue, haven't you?
Yep.
Bethany told us, and she said you love it. That's it right there. Is that your pride and joy?
That is pride and joy, yeah.
Is it true that you don't let anyone else use it?
I wouldn't let her use it.
Right, okay. What's your go-to on the Weber?
Probably a lamb roast.
Oh, very nice.
Now, Jack, you own a horse, I've been told, with a couple of Hawthorn plebs, big fans. Who do you own that with?
Roughhead, Liam Shields, and a former captain, Luke Hodge, as the players. And then a couple of other outside fans, and one happens to be Limo.
Yeah, very good. Now, it's a good horse. Has it won yet?
Hasn't won yet.
Hasn't won yet. And it's won $2,000 worth of prize money. I've got to say, it's got some of the worst silks I've ever seen a jockey wear. That's Hugh Bowman.
Winks' jockey.
Winks' jockey. Yeah. So why is it riding that horse? Because it sucks. And secondly, what's going on with the silks? That's very disgusting.
I think Limo can probably explain that.
We decided to go for the worst jumper in the history of AFL football, which is that Hawthorn Guernsey right there. And Ruffy was good enough to get us all budgie smugglers in those same colours. So if ever it wins at Flemington, we'll be wearing those in the mountain yard. Look out for us, Melbourne Cup Day.
Now, I've got to ask, Tom, that I've been told that you've got something called the Sorrento Starters Pack. Can you talk me through this and what it means?
I think Gunners know it.
What goes into the Sorrento Starters Pack?
Oh, probably white linen, squash boardies, Birkenstocks, probably.
Nice. So the blokes that come from that area, they're the must-haves for that sort of type of human being.
Yeah, probably.
And it's quite an affluent area out in Victoria on the water. And we have a photo right here of the King of Sorrento, Jack Gunston. Have a look at him. He's wearing exactly right in that starter pack.
Jager looks good there.
He does look good.
He's a beautiful man.
You're a big Sorrento man?
Just go down for the polo.
Very cute.
Free tickets, free booze.
And, mate, you had a fairly big milestone this week, didn't you, as well, Jack?
What's that?
You moved in with your girlfriend. Congratulations, Danny. We've got a photo here of you and Danny. Very cute. So you guys have been living together. You said you have actually more clothes than her. Is that right?
Yeah, I somehow do at the moment, and more shoes. I'm not sure what the go is with there, but yeah, she has recently moved in and...
Fresh relationship then?
All going... No, been together for about 4 years, Fev.
Ooh, left the bachelor pad.
Just taking things nice and slow.
Now, Tom, of course, you're not the only Tom Lynch in the AFL, and the AFL has made a few mistakes over their time. This was one of them, the accreditation last year. That is Thomas Lynch from the Adelaide Crows, not Thomas Lynch from the then Gold Coast Suns. And I believe they made an even bigger stuff up when it came to your pay. Tell me about this one.
No, I was first year. I've been in the club for about a month, and Mark Porter from the AFLPA came up and talked through our super. And obviously, you're a young kid, you know nothing about super, and he pulled it up, and there was quite a bit in there, considering I've had one paycheck in my life. So, and he's scratching his head, and he's saying, "Who's your manager?" I said, "Oh, Paul Connors." He goes, "Has he put a bit extra away?" He goes, "No, it just can't work out. You've only had one pay." Like, anyway, wrong Tom Lynch. I pulled up his wrong super, so then he pulled up mine. It was pretty.
I tell you what, though, I reckon he'd love your super right about now.
I suspect he would. But you do get mixed up by a lot of people a lot of the time, you and the Adelaide Tom Lynch. So we're going to play a game here called Which Lynch? And what we're going to do, playing Which Lynch, is we're going to play some audio for you, and then you have to guess whether it's in relation to, or which Lynch it's in relation to. Now, it's very important that you get 3 out of 3. Because if you don't get 3 out of 3, the stakes are very, very high. I'm going to hand over to Shane Crawford. What are the stakes, Crawford?
Well, the stakes are burning at the moment. They're right up here. They're ready to go. But, Tom, can I just say, we have kidnapped, that's right, your Weber. This is your Weber. We have spoken to your sister, Bethany. She's given us a key, and we've broken into your house, and we have your beautiful, very loyal and loving Weber right here. So, if you get it wrong, any question whatsoever, I will gladly push it over the edge and break the Weber. Okay, you good with that? So good luck, and I hope you get all 3 wrong.
All right, let's go. Here you go. We're going to play some audio and ask you to identify which Lynch. Let's have a listen.
Directly in front. Big Tom Lynch. Right through the middle.
Which Lynch?
I think it was me.
Let's check the vision.
Directly in front.
There we go.
Big Tom Lynch.
Very nice. Right through the middle right there. Okay, you're 1 from 1. Let's have a listen to the next piece of audio.
Then a neat kick down the line, and that is a terrific mark by Lynch.
Which Lynch?
Adelaide.
Let's check the vision.
Oh,
there we go. Very nice. That barbecue is breathing a little sigh. One question to go. You've got to get it right or that barbecue goes off the edge. Okay, let's have a listen to this audio.
Lynch has swung 6 of the biggest punches I've ever seen in football.
Which Lynch?
I think that was me.
Who are you punching? You?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, let's check the vision. It's Alistair Lynch. Croft. It's only 2 out of 3. Over to you.
Such a nice guy. I don't think I could do it. I don't
Come
think I
on.
could do that to you, Tom.
Come on.
My word.
You'll be able to put it back together again.
Yeah, it should be fine.
It should be fine.
I want to hear the story, though, of you punching 6 people.
Nah. Oh, I think Port Adelaide once. I got reminded about it yesterday from Dave Asprey. He was watching me against Port Adelaide. It was, and I threw a few punches.
We found something out here that I did not expect to find out.
Don't do that again.
I didn't connect any of that, so it was fine.
That's where you lost your jumper, didn't you? Got thrown over the fence.
Yeah, yeah.
In the Port Adelaide brawl. Yep. So are you disappointed you've lost your barbecue, by the way?
No, it was for a good cause, so.
Mate, he's on a good paycheck. I'm pretty sure he can go down to Bunnings
I'll just have to
tomorrow.
get Uber Eats like Fev.
Yeah, Uber Eats. There you go.
We should reveal that actually wasn't Tom Lynch's barbecue. It was Jack Gunston's. And Jack, sorry, I'm just going to jump in there. There's the Silk Miller Cup this Sunday against St Kilda. Hawkers against St Kilda. Massive game for the club, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll be wearing blue and white checkered armbands as we do every year, and I guess it's for all the police that are out there and serving the community and helping us out there. So it's a good cause, and always do it against the Saints.
That's fantastic. Hawks and the Saints do that every year in memory of those 2 officers, but also for all the other police out there working hard.
Tommy, what are you thinking about? You look shattered. He's sitting there going, oh, no. No snacks tomorrow.
You put on a real brave face. We appreciate that.
I feel like you may not come back and join us again. So, Tom Lynch, thank you so much for coming on. We've had a lot of fun with you. And Jack Gunston, ladies and gentlemen, good luck up against the Power and the Saints this weekend. All right, up next, we bring in our resident experts, Matthew Lloyd and Nathan Brown.
Welcome to the Gabba. I'm Alex Willard and I'm joined by Cam Rayner. We're here for the Port Adelaide v Brisbane round 3 clash.
Put it up. Oh, I know what comes here.
Bellies it.
Weekend. Look at Mitch Robbo. He cannot believe his eyes. And Luke's just letting him know, just mate, settle down a little bit.
Yeah, he was pretty happy with it, wasn't he?
Right in front of us, right in this pocket as well. How good's that?
McCarthy to Rayner. Rayner from the pocket. Rayner finishes, and doesn't he like it? Rayner with his 2nd goal tonight from his 3rd disposal. Jizzy's been dangerous. At the start of the final term, scores are very close.
Mate, you know what would be the worst thing right now? A controversial goal.
Yeah, Rosie.
Oh, that's a throw. It's a throw. I remember this. It's a throw.
And he's kicked the goal.
Can't happen like this, can it? Can we have a replay of that? Is there a replay of that? Look at that.
Thrilling contest to finish off this one.
This last 6 minutes could be anything.
Darcy Gardner, left foot snap. It's high.
Oscar McInerney, the GOAT.
I heard from a few Casey boys, he's prone to a double cobra.
There we go, he's walking in.
Right behind him here.
It's Harris!
It's Harris! And there's a double cobra.
Double cobra. Harris getting everyone in. The GOAT stands 10 feet above everyone else. All right, there it is. Thanks for joining us again. Thanks for having me here, Alex.
Thanks, Cam. Thanks.
Beautiful. Thanks for having us. See you later.
Thanks to Cam Rayner and Alex Witherden and doing some magnificent commentary right there. I think we can expect a few more Brisbane lines in the commentary box once they hang up the boots. Now to take us through the pressing issues in football, it's Matty Lloyd and Nathan Brown. Interesting start to the year. A few people are rejigging their top fours, aren't they?
They are, Limo. It was only 6 weeks ago I was asked to do mine. I had Richmond and the Melbourne Football Club in my top four. Richmond on top of the ladder. I don't think that can happen anymore. I think that's already probably gone past those two teams. So Brownie and I have set ourselves the task of saying, OK, from this point on, we won't probably change them from here, but who are our top fours? And here's mine to start. Mine on the left, Brownie's on the right. And I think West Coast, they're absolutely flying at the moment, despite their loss to Brisbane in round one. Geelong, well, they've got 8 more games at GMHBA Stadium where they don't lose, so they are number 2 for mine. Collingwood, their midfield is still too good to not hit back hard, and I think the Giants, the losses of Scully, Lobb, and Dylan Shield hasn't hurt them, Brownie. I think they'll be top 4, but you've got an interesting one there at 4.
Well, the Cats for me, just because I think at this time of the year we thought they were going to be 0-3 with who they've played so far. They're 3-0, so they're 3 games up on what we think. They played down at Geelong a lot, so I think the Cats are West Coast second. I think they've got probably the most influential player in the game in Jeremy McGovern. I think he's one player that opposition coaches have to plan around. I don't think there's another player in the competition you have to plan around to try and beat him, and he is one player. Collingwood, they'll bounce back for me. And Port Adelaide, just for their young players, Connor Rosie, these guys, Travis Boak playing good footy. You've got Powell Pepper, they bat deep at the moment, and Paddy Ryder forward. I just think they're a smoky for the top 4.
Now, Brownie, you're
Thank you, mate.
That's a first for everything. Brownie, your old club, Richmond. We just heard that Matty thinks that maybe they're not a top 4 finisher, and you're agreeable. Is it too far to say that they could even miss the 8, or are we getting extreme
I've got a big chance to miss the 8, but it's a long way away. I think after this week, I think Port will beat them this week, but they've got 4 winnable games after that, and Jack Rewalt comes back. When they get some players, I think they'll motor home in the second half of the year. Can they win the premiership? I don't think so. I still think they should make the 8 with the talent they've got, but they're missing Hawley and Short as well. Short's a very good player off the half-back flank, and they've got some issues.
Now, you were a very good player for the Richmond Football Club,
yes,
Brownie.
Thank you very much.
Very
good. 10-week patch there.
And there were a lot of theories around why you were recruited to Richmond, why they targeted you. I think we've worked out why they targeted you. Let's have a look at you at the Bulldogs. I think they saw this and they went, hang on. Oh, he's our man. Right there. Beautiful.
When I kicked that goal, I held the ball out like that, and it was against North Melbourne, 32 points up. David King with his stupid big chest came up and punching me and chesting me. He goes, "You won't do that again, young fella." He goes, "It's going to come back to haunt you." I said, "Not tonight, David. We're 32 points up." Dennis Pagan showed them that vision at half-time. Said, "Have a look at this little smart ass. What he's doing to this footy club." They kicked the next 10 goals.
Matty, I want to know what you think about taggers. Are they good for the game?
I think they are good for the game. I want Essendon to have one for Lachie Neale this weekend, narrowly, but I don't think they have one. But I just thought there was a lot made of it. Damien Hart wasn't happy after the game, but this is Dustin Martin on Matt de Boer. But I think Fev and I haven't agreed on much for the last 4 weeks, but I think we'll agree here that we were tagged, Fev, every game of our career.
Yes,
we were tagged by Stephen Silvani. We were tagged by Max Hudson. We were tagged by Mel Michael. So what I'm saying is...
And the bloke that stood in front of him.
Exactly. So these guys, these midfielders have to work through it. And I think Dusty's apologised. He's realised he didn't handle himself well. We wanted to show some vision in the same round.
You don't see us forwards whinging, do you?
No.
We just front up the next week.
Like now?
Yeah. Lance Franklin on the weekend played against Liam Jones. And to me, what's different about this? This was the first one, obviously Franklin gets hold of him. But after that, Liam Jones harassed, scragged him, didn't give him anything. There's a lot of play off the ball where Franklin got frustrated because of that. Does Lance Franklin ask for a please explain, or his club? What's the difference? I think these tags have to work through it.
To be fair, Buddy asked the umpire every time for a please explain.
And it was good by Liam Jones. He reassessed, because obviously Buddy's strong and he's bigger, and Liam Jones tends to play in front of his opponent, but he played behind him and matched him.
He did. And I think the big thing that will come from this, Brownie, is that Richmond's teammates have to help out Dustin Martin, which they probably didn't do well enough on the weekend.
Yeah, I think so. And when you're getting tagged like that, he's got a weaponry in Dustin Martin to go to full forward. Yeah. There's no other player in the competition, bar maybe Gary Ablett, who can do what he does out of the goal square. I think Levi Greenwood got him last year, late in the season, took him to the goal square, kicked 3 goals, turned the game. So that's where he can get other players, and I think he'll get better.
Yeah, I think, and one of my favourite parts of the week, obviously seeing someone who I'm friends with, actually brought a bit of a tear to my eye, to be honest, on Monday morning. Seeing Jack Dorr back at training, running after his injury that he sustained at the end of last year. A big congrats to Jack. I know he was in a bit of a tough spot there, but it was so good to see him back on the track. Also got some great news, expecting a baby. How good's that? So,
Absolutely amazing. It was amazing pictures pictures on Monday when they came through, and a huge congratulations to Mad Jack Dore. I reckon that's going to be the best footy story of the year. It's going to be hard to beat, that's for sure. All right, there's more from Lloydie and Nath after the break, including a preview of all the round 4 action. You're with The Footy Show. Some massive matches this week, and of course it all kicks off tomorrow night. The Swannies up against the D's. This is enormous for Melbourne in particular. Lloydie, what happens?
Well, you don't want a final in round 4, and that's what they've really got, the Melbourne Football Club. 0-4, you're under huge trouble. But I think what's great for them is they've been so slow and exposed by Port Adelaide in round 1, Fev, Essendon in round 3. They go to the SCG. Might be the best thing for them, and they're tough inside midfield. But I am worried for Sam Frost and also Oscar McDonald, who have to take on Lance Franklin.
Yeah, Lance might have a field day, but Jones and Viney look underdone. Are they underdone?
They are underdone. They've had poor pre-seasons. A lot like, I think there was 10 surgeries at Melbourne over the off-season, and they've been exposed badly early.
Do you think they missed the 8th? Do you think they missed the 8th?
Big chance. I think that what happens too, if you go 0-4, which they could possibly this weekend, well, suddenly you're chasing your tail and you have to win probably 13 games of your last 18.
North Melbourne in 1975 went 0-4. Won the premiership. They all got together, had a big drink. This is a true story. They had a big drink. Alan Aylett got up, blasted everyone. They had a big, you do this, you do that. They all had a big love fest. Come out, won the flag.
Might have to try something different. Brownie, Sydney for me. What about you?
I love a love fest. That's great. I'm going to go Sydney just. I think Sydney win this game. Melbourne have got too many players underdone at the moment. Tom McDonald's another player underdone. The next game is Collingwood and the Bulldogs. Now, I'm still with Collingwood. I think the class and how good their midfield is will win out. Now, the Bulldogs have got an issue with scoring at the moment. I'll worry how the Bulldogs score, Lord. They kicked 11 goals in round 1, 7 goals for three-quarter time against the Hawks. They did kick 9 in the last quarter when they ran right, but only 9 goals again last week. I don't see the Dogs kicking enough goals to beat the Pies this week.
Yeah. Collingwood for me too. The next game is the Cats and the GWS Giants.
Match of the round.
They've been at Geelong 4 times, Fev, and have lost 4 times. They've actually only beaten Geelong once in their history. They go in good form, but I don't think they can beat Geelong in Geelong as well as actually going.
What Jeremy Cameron, 7 goals, 30 possessions. I don't think a forward has ever done that. You wouldn't have done that.
I've done it, Fev. So, no, the last person to do it. Stevie Johnson has done it twice as well. Stevie Johnson.
It's one of the big tests.
But he's a midfielder as well. Fev, you would have picked up 30 touches a couple of times.
I kicked. My most was 22. I kicked 8 goals, 6. I checked it up. Because I thought maybe I got 30. No, I didn't.
And just on before we move on to the next game, Jeremy Cameron, his record 7 games against Geelong for 11 goals. So it's a big game for him against good
I'm going to tip the Cats as well. Hard to win down there. Now, Essendon, Brisbane. Now, Essendon were good last week, but they still had 18 goals kicked against them in a winning performance. So I worry about that. I think Brisbane are super fit. They've got multiple goal kickers in Cameron, McCarthy, Rayner, Hipwood. They are playing some pretty good footy, Brisbane. I think they're going to run them off their feet. I think they're fitter at this time of the year because it's a lot hotter up there. I think they have to work harder in the summer. I just think fresh, hot, fire. I reckon Brisbane win this week.
Brisbane playing finals this year?
I think they will, yes.
I reckon the Bombers will win in a blowout. I reckon the Brisbane boys have been up, young, and I reckon the Bombers after last week, you get that winning feeling, and I reckon they'll go to the G, and I reckon they'll win quite easily.
I'm with you, Fev. Not easily, but I think Essendon win that one as well. The next game is Port Adelaide and the Richmond Football Club. And I think it's the way they're losing, Nez, the Richmond Football Club. Against Collingwood in round 2, they lost by 44 points, conceded nearly an all-time record marks conceded. And then last week against the Giants, the way Cameron was kicking goals late in that game, it was like a training drill. So they've got to get back to that pressure style, Fev, otherwise they'll get blown out of water without their stars.
And knowing Hardwick, he would have, put a bit of wind up on this week. And I reckon this could be a danger game for Port Adelaide because Port Adelaide, sometimes you can go in and go, they're missing their big stars. Take it a little bit easier. I know you don't mean to do that, but mentally, and I reckon the Tigers might knock them off.
Port Adelaide win this game for me. The next one's another big game, North Melbourne and Adelaide. Now, if Brad Scott plays Ben Brown and Tommy Campbell in the same forward line again, the ball just went out. So with ease last week, when the pressure came on against the Hawks, the Kangaroos, they went missing. So Adelaide aren't going that well. I'm going to tip Adelaide just because they're going slightly better. Brad Crouch is winning their goal kicking at the moment. So Walker and also Betts, they need to start firing, but Adelaide just for me.
Yeah, Eddie Betts is a big one.
Yeah.
Hasn't had a kick for a while.
No.
One of my good mates.
Yeah, good player, but you know, at that age, started to slow down. But his midfield's not helping him either. So they've got to get their midfield going with ball movement. But I think Adelaide win that one as well. The Eagles play the Dockers. There's no Fife, no Fremantle, I think. No Fife, no Freo. So, and I think you look at their scoring again. I think we got excited by that round one. I know how excited with the way they scored.
I certainly got excited.
Yeah, well, in round 2, 58 points for the Dockers. They scrape over the line against the Saints. 71 points. You're not going to win too many games.
West Coast are humming.
Oh, they are humming. Kev.
Humming.
They're looking scary. Look, some of the names they've got back: Gaff, Shepherd, Petrocelli, Oscar Allen.
He's quick, isn't he?
And he's got so many hungry players wanting us.
You've got to give Gaff a couple of ticks. Misses a grand final, out for so long. He hadn't played a game of footy for over 6 months. Comes out, absolutely dominated, probably nearly best on ground. His professionalism, incredible. They've still got Nick Nat to come back.
Should win easy.
They are flying. West Coast for me. And the last game, Gold Coast up against Carlton. I love the Blue Baggers. I pumped them up at the start of the year, but they're 0-3, so they let me down. But I love the way Stewie Dew's gone about his defensive work. They've only had 58 and 60 kicked against in the last 2 weeks. So for me, Gold Coast up there. They're going to be hard to beat up there this year, the way they're playing. I don't think they'll play finals, but I think they're going to be very competitive. Gold Coast in this one.
Do you reckon if the Blues lose that one, do you reckon they could be a contender for the Spoon? Because I'm a Carlton man, but it's not looking great.
I've always said, and I'm going to keep saying it, when it clicks for Carlton, it's going to turn very quickly because they've got enormous talent on their list.
Yeah.
I thought you two were going to sack another coach down the end. Let's go to Brendan Bolton.
I'm not sacking anyone this week.
There is one more game.
They're all good. Coaches are great.
Yeah, there is one more game, and it's St Kilda and Hawthorn. What we did see is they are the sleeper. I think they are the sleeper with Scully returning and Wingard. But that forward line now with Wingard, Gunston, Luke Bruce, I think too much class, I think, for St Kilda on the weekend.
Yep, and that is... Hawks playing finals this year?
Yes. The Hawks for me in this last one. Luke Bruce, unbelievable set shot of goal. Who do you reckon was the best set shot out of you two? Who do you reckon? Who's got the bigger ego?
I'll be 100% honest. I was probably a better kick from outside 40, but you were the better player. There you go. That's as honest as I get.
That is not what you said to us backstage.
Keep the gags to me, bro.
I reckon who wants these two to have a kick-off at one stage this year? Who's the better kick? I reckon we could set that up. The bowler, beat Lloyd, see who's the best.
What's your biggest bag?
Not as many as Lloydie. I kicked 9. That was my biggest.
I think I've got that to half-time one.
For more insight from Lloydie and Nathan Round, tune into the Sunday Footy Show this weekend from 10 a.m.
Thank you very much, boys. Right up next, we bring you the story of Melbourne's Nunawading Footy Club, the team that finally got to sing the song after nearly 4 years. Stick around.
Finally get to celebrate after 62 losses on the trot. And to find out more, please welcome back Shane Crawford.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
What is it? 1,386 days. Hadn't had a win. First game of the season, they come out and they win by about 30 points. So a great start to the year.
Were a few of the boys struggling with the song there?
They were struggling with the song. They hadn't sung it for 4 or 5 years. And, the coach, not the coach, the captain had no idea about the song because it's been so long since he'd sung it. And they had a lot of sore heads because they partied on like they'd won the grand final.
I bet they did. Now, you went out and visited the boys at training yesterday.
It's very important after you have a win,
yes,
not to get ahead of yourself. So we thought we'd sneak out there and just see what the vibe was like this week. So here it is. Jordan, congratulations. You're the captain of the team. What a win.
Yeah, it was a good day, good night.
Now, obviously, the team and the club haven't sung the song for years. So did everyone know the song when you started singing?
I didn't. I've had a few Tuesday nights getting a rub and looking at the words, and I still didn't know them, so I went away.
But you're the captain. You should know the song.
I did a rah-rah, and it's all good.
I'm here with Gumby. Why do they call you Gumby?
Because of these spaghetti arms.
Tell us about your first game here. Can you remember that?
I do, actually. It was against Fir Tree Gully.
And what was the score?
404 to zip. I had a chance to mark it in that pocket down there, but I dropped it.
You could have maybe put one through the big sticks?
Or put one through the little sticks.
So any score would have worked?
Any score would have worked.
So what was it like having a win on the weekend?
Yeah, personally, very emotional.
When you say emotional, what, there was tears?
Bawling my eyes out. Pretty much like you when you won the flag.
Mate, don't be like that. What a feeling around the club.
It was fantastic. Can't really describe it to people who don't know, but for losing that long is just such a breakthrough. It was more relief that we'd actually won a game.
And that's what makes AFL footy so great. Sometimes things may not go your way, but eventually when they do and you have a win as a team and everyone contributes, it's pretty special.
Exactly.
There we have it. The spirits are very high at Nunawading after their first win in many, many years. And who knows, they might go on and make the finals. All right, let's hit the showers.
Nice work there, Chris. So, did the win on the weekend boost numbers at training last night?
No, they got ahead of themselves and celebrated. And it was a little bit rainy, so I think a few were just watching, freshening up for the weekend.
Okay, now the coach and a few of the boys are in the crowd tonight. Let's now, where's the coach? Where's the coach? There we go, Coach. Hello.
How are you?
You lost a game there against a team by 404 points. What do you say to the players at half time when you're 200 points down?
Trying to go home? I don't know.
We're supposed to be focusing on the
That wasn't actually my game. I wasn't coaching there.
What did it mean as coach? I mean, that must mean an awful lot.
Personally, it's an achievement, obviously, for me, and obviously Scott, our president. We've been working pretty hard behind the scenes, but from a football club point of view, it's huge to go through pretty much a rebuilding phase for the last probably 3 or 4 years, really. As I said in a couple of interviews during the week, we had one player and $100,000 worth of debt just over 3 years ago. So, we've been rebuilding the footy club for the last few years and just trying to get the numbers there and the right people there, and obviously our sponsors play a major part in it as well. So.
Do you feel just a little bit sorry for the team that actually lost to you after all this time?
What was the team called? Who was it?
Killside.
Yeah, stuff them.
They've given us a few hidings over the last couple of years, so I don't really feel sorry for them.
Very nice.
Well done, mate.
Well done, Paul. Congratulations to you and the team. And often when there's a massive milestone for a team, like win a grand final, for example, Croft, often people get tattoos. Do you have a premiership tattoo?
No, I don't. We went to get a premiership tattoo because we actually won a premiership, can you believe it? And Jared Ruffhead was the first person, and he got it, and it looked shit house, and we said, no way, we're not getting that. So he's the only one with the 208 premiership tat.
Right. Did anyone get a commemorative tattoo for the win?
The captain.
On the skipper, let's have
No,
a look.
he did it.
There we go.
Well done, boys. Congratulations on the win. Let's hope you go back-to-back on the weekend. All right, stick around. You might spot yourself on almost footy celebrations. Welcome back to the Footy Show. Time to check out some of the highlights with almost footy celebrations.
Yeah, and here's a beauty from Matty Higgins. This is a young kid's bit of a nice celebration after they kick a goal. There we go, bang the Bulldogs little Oz kick, and they're all pretend they're in the Yarra.
Yes.
Another one from Mark Waugh. Mark Waugh's brother Mitch sent this in, bit of a Sicily style, low five to the man on the mark. Kicks a goal and says, hey brother, how about it? And burn.
Very good. Good luck to Riley Knight from Adelaide Crows, who sent this in himself. when you get online. It's him, Juice Freddy, doing the Favola, counting the cash. That's what Brendan does in his green room backstage.
You ever do the cash counting celebration, Fev?
No.
He does it after the show when he walks out. He's like,
That was easy work.
Now, Brisbane beat Port on the weekend, but there was a Crows fan good enough to be sitting amongst the Port fans up at the Gabba. Watch the Crows fan. Look at that. There we go. It's a bold move from a Crows fan in the crowd, showing off to the Port fans, but very nice. There's a Collingwood fan there as well, showing their jumper off. Now,
While they were being beaten by West Coast at the same time, mind you.
That is a very good point. I'm sure someone pointed that out to him. Send your celebrations in via the Footy Show's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram accounts. You can also use AFLFootyShown@9.com.au.
Well, that's our show for tonight. Please thank all of our special guests, as well as Lemo, Dylan and Feb